Right, okay. So, I decided to take the camera for a walk. So, like I say, I bought myself one of these selfie stick things. Now the thing is, do you know what? I'm actually finding already that this is a bit unwieldy actually. It's not that easy to use. So, I mean, it's alright if you're just walking along talking, whatever, you know, just hold it there, blah blah blah. And of course then you can get different angles as well, which might be more interesting. But in terms of manoeuvrability, it's a bit awkward. Well, look at this thing here, look at this. Oh wow, see now I don't like this selfie stick thing. You know, it's really awkward. Unlike when I'm holding it in my hand, you know, the thing is when I'm holding it in my hand I can just manoeuvre around over to things easy. This I've got to manhandle the blinking thing. Anyway, it was an experiment. I thought I'd try it, see if it works. It might work in some circumstances, it might not be good in others. Anyway, look at this. It's a giant conker. At least that's what it reminds me of, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Made out of wood. How cool is that? Oh wow. It's a some people call them horse chestnut, but when we were kids we called them conkers, and we used to have fights with them, conker fights. Put a hole through it, tie a piece of string around it, and we used to flick each other's conkers with it. It was fun, it was great. I used to love that when I was a kid. And there was all different techniques and ideas that you could use to try and you know, protect your conker sort of thing. That's pretty cool, I like that. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Right, okay, so as you might have noticed, like I say, with this thing, it's just a bit little. I mean, I guess it's alright if you use, I don't know. I think, because I guess what you get used to using something, and you get used to doing it a certain way. And the thing is that, like, I'm not used to this, and this doesn't feel, it just doesn't feel right. It don't, I don't know. Anyway, like I say, I'll give it a try, see how it goes, and if I don't like it, I just don't use it again. Simple as that. Like I say, I mean, it didn't cost me the earth, so that's a good thing. I mean, like I say, it might have its advantages now and again. Like I say, I can imagine if I was in a crowd, like when we had the Brixton Splash. I guess in that sense, you know, like I say, you know, I can just do that and I can look above the crowd then. Do you know what I mean, sort of thing. Well, when it's sat in the right angle, of course. It's not at the moment because it's supposed to be facing me. But that's what I'm saying. See, it's all messing about, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not that straightforward. Whereas, I'll tell you what I'm going to do actually, is I'm going to get to the top of the hill here. By the way, this is Brockwell Park. This is my local park. Actually, let me go and have a look over here a minute, because you see there's a house over here. And to be quite honest, this is the first time I've seen it to this extent, because from the road you can't really see it that well. And this was featured on a TV programme called Grand Designs. And it used to be an old vicarage thing, parsonage, whatever. And like I say, I've always been curious about it because it's right on my doorstep, sort of thing. And I've watched that programme countless times. I used to love that programme, Grand Designs. It's all about people, they buy a plot of land or they buy a house and then they redesign it, and it's always sort of in a unique way. Do you know what I mean? They always come up with, like, you know, radical new building techniques or materials or whatever. Like I say, it's always fascinating because you see them, you know, the programme follows them from day one when they break ground or when they first start building or whatever, to the finished product. Do you know what I mean? And it's fascinating. And they sort of follow them through the stages of it, and it's really, really fascinating. And I just love watching it. I've always got a thing about building and things and how things work and all the rest of it. Anyway, right, because like I say, the way I'm working this camera at the moment, I can't tell if you guys what you can see, so I'm actually going to take this selfie stick off because I'm finding it really awkward and, like I said, unwieldy. So, oh, great, now I can't undo it. Right, bear with me a minute. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn off for a minute. Yeah. Am I? Actually, wait. Right, okay, I've got the screen round this way anyway, so I can see what I'm doing now. Okay, so here's the house I'm talking about. Now this was built from an old parsonage, and I believe they knocked most of it down, but they kept some of it. You can't see it now because it's clad in this sort of tile stuff on the outside, but I believe they did keep some of the inner structure, I believe, but I could be wrong because it's a good while since I saw this programme. It's over a couple of years, I don't know how long, but that's it there, and it's the first time I've actually seen it in the flesh, as it were, you know, compared to from the road. Like I say, if you see it from the road, you've got a big long passage from the road, and like I say, the thing is, you can't get to see much. You can see the wooden bit at the end, but you can't see all of this here. And this is the first time I've seen this, actually. Could also be the fact that this tree here looks as though it's recently, well, I say recently, I don't know how recently, but because I could have sworn this was all covered over. That's why, mind you, I don't often come this way into the park, you see. I usually come the Herne Hill end. So, but yeah, that's their house there. You see, this is a couple. They built this with their own money, well, bank's money, of course, really. I mean, nobody can afford to, well, some people can, but vast majority of people obviously have to get mortgages and stuff and what have you to, but anyway, whatever, you know what I mean, they got the necessary funds, and then, you know, the TV programme with, I've forgotten his name now, something McLeod, the guy that does he's the presenter of that TV show. Well, like I said, I mean, he follows them through all the various stages of their build, and it was fascinating. It's a fascinating program. I like it. I find it really, really fascinating. But this is like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, something like that, I think. It must be. But as I said, I've always been intrigued by it, and I've always wanted to see it up close and personal, like, you know, because literally it's on my doorstep and it's featured in a TV program, and it's kind of like, oh, let's go and have a look. But I love that bottom part there, where those massive big windows at the bottom. I'm not sure what you call that sort of thing. Like, it's not really a conservatory in the traditional sense, I guess, but you know, that sort of style, if you like. I think it looks absolutely awesome. I mean, it's not the best one in the world. I mean, some of them I've seen on that program are even better. Do you know what I mean? Some are really, really cool. But nonetheless, do you know what I mean? And like I say, that bottom part with the big picture windows, I mean, they're not even picture windows, are they? I mean, they're huge. Just like a big, massive wall of glass kind of thing, which I think is cool, because I like a building with a lot of light in it. Like I said, like I was just mentioned before, my place, the windows, you know, it doesn't let a lot of light in. Right, okay, so yeah, that's the cool little house that I've always wanted to have a look at. I always wanted to see, as I said, in the flesh. It would be great to see that wooden bit from the other side, but like I say, I mean, you feel a bit, what's then going traipsing on people's stuff. I'm just wondering whether, because now I've got the selfie stick thing, I'm just wondering, do I dare to poke it over the garden wall? I feel a bit what's them about this, but I'm going to do it. I'm gonna go for it, just so I can have a nosy. So I don't know what you guys can see from there at all. I'll have to wait until I get in to see what's there. But yeah, there's the what their garden looks like, I guess. I might get into trouble for doing that, possibly. It's a bit naughty, I know. And I must admit, if I was in that position, I wouldn't necessarily want people sorry, excuse me, I'm swearing then. I wouldn't want people sticking their cameras over my garden wall necessarily. So but I must admit, I thought, well, why not? I might as well try whilst we've got the damn thing anyway. So yeah, so there we are, there's the back of it, look, like you see. So okay, right, okay, I'm going to turn this back round. Like I say, I've still got it on the selfie stick at the moment, so I'm just trying to work out this. I bet this is all over the place and everything. Right, I'll tell you what, before I turn it back round to me, let's try it this way, see what that kind of looks like. I'm also trying to work out the stability of the thing as well. I mean, one of the other things I want is one of those platform things that I've seen other people with, those camera platform type things that helps with the stability, like I say. Right. Okay. Right, let me just turn this back round the other way a minute, if I can without it. Oh, great. See, like I said, this is the problem with this, is... Oh, hang on, no, I'll just do that, innit? Duh! Oh, man. You see, because that's because I'm not used to using it. Like I said. Now, hang on. Let me just turn that a little... Oh, it won't bloody move. Oh, you awkward sod. Oh, dear. Oh, well. Right. It's kind of at a bit of an angle at me. That's the thing. And I was trying to... I always like... See, the thing with me is... although sometimes I do like things that are juxtaposed, I also like symmetry, generally. So I like to try and be in the centre of the screen, roughly, rather than sort of like... Oh, well... can't even do it. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, I'm over there now. It's just a quirky thing with me, I guess. Right, so anyway, so like I was saying earlier on, actually, this is Brockwell Park. This is my local park. I don't always come here a lot, to be quite honest. It's a very big park. So it's very big for an inner city. Well, it's not really inner city. It's more urban, really, I guess. But we're not that far from the city. But anyway, the thing is that, you know, for a city park, if you want to put it that way, it's quite big. Mind you, London's got loads of parks in it. That's one thing I'll say about London. It has got lots of green space. For a big city that it is, it's got a lot of green space. And I think really for a city like London, you need that. You need some green space. Because believe me, if you live in a concrete jungle for long enough, you know, well, that's my opinion anyway. Some people might say, no, I prefer it that way, and always will do. But, and I don't know if it's my age or what, or whether it's because I'm getting older. But to me, see, I know a couple of people from my past. A few of my friends, ex-friends, whatever. People I knew anyway, from back in Manchester and stuff. And the amount of people that I knew that were the age I am now, but I was like, oh God, I would have been like, obviously I'm talking maybe 20, maybe more, 25 years ago, something like that. And those people back then, you know, as they were reaching the age I am now, and they were kind of thinking like, you know, we've had enough of living in the city and the grime and the noise and all the rest of it, and we want to get out into the country, and do you know what I mean? And whether any of them ever did or whatever, I don't know, but you know, that's kind of the way my thinking's going right now. Well, it has been for a little while, really. It's not just recently. Maybe in the last year or so, more and more, I must admit. Hey up. Rain. I can feel rain. It's going to rain. I forgot about the rain. Right, although it's not raining right this minute, but I did feel a drop on my head. In fact, there's another one. I've just seen another one. Right, I'm going to turn this off because I don't want my camera getting ruined. Right, okay, so this was a very short, well, I don't know how short really, maybe not that short, but this was a little impromptu sort of me coming out to the park, just to, sorry, bear with me a minute whilst I take this thing back off here, because I did want to try and compare the difference between having this thing and just holding it normally like I normally would do, and just compare the difference in terms of stability and manoeuvrability and stuff. You see, just holding it in my hand, because I guess because I've done it that way for so long now, and I'm kind of used to that, and I'm not used to using that selfie stick thing, and I get the advantages of it. I do get the advantages of it, but I also find the disadvantages with it, and it's really awkward at times. So anyway, this is the back end of the park, and this is I guess it's more towards my end. Yeah, when I think about it, it's more towards my end, especially the bit we've just come through. This is Herne Hill end. This is turning into the Herne Hill bit. This building over here, I don't know if you can see it yet, as we pass this little line of little bushes and tree. This is the Lido, and those uninitiated, Lido is swimming pool. Basically, it's a swimming pool. I don't know if it's the same name used in other parts of the world, I don't know, but that's basically what we call it anyway. So yeah, that thing there is the Lido, open air swimming pool basically. But anyway, so this is the rest of the park, and the park goes way off in the distance over there. I don't know if you can see that train in the distance moving. I don't know how well you may or may not be able to see that, but there's a train just gone past over there, and it kind of stretches as far, maybe not quite to where the train actually is, but just before the road that then the train. But anyway, so you know, it is massive park, and it goes all the way over that way as well, all the way over to the back. It goes to Tulse Hill, and if you carry on the direction I'm pointing now, you kind of start hitting on towards West Norwood. I don't know if you actually strictly are in West Norwood when you leave that gate right down at the bottom there, or whether you're on the borders of West Norwood, definitely. So it covers a big area. I wouldn't know, it's not as big as Kew Gardens, no way. At least I'm pretty sure it's not as big as Kew Gardens, but you know, it's, maybe you could, oh, I don't know, I was going to say maybe you could fit this in one part of Kew Gardens, maybe, I don't know. Obviously this is a cinder football pitch thing there. So like I say, that's Herne Hill, and Herne Hill shops are up that way. I can get that way home as well, it's just slightly longer. I'm just wondering, it's actually I felt a few drops. It's been trying all day actually. It has been trying all day to rain, and every now and again you get some splodges of rain, you know, just little droplets here and there, and then nothing, do you know what I mean? And it stops and nothing happens, do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. So I must admit, for a minute I did think that it's going to start to rain, because I don't know if you can, well, you probably can see the clouds, and as you can see they're quite thick and heavy. It's got that feel to it, you know, when you just get a sense that any minute it's going to start pouring down, you know, that sort of feeling. See you guys later. Bye for now.